So, the Urban Sketchers Toronto meetup. If you see my other video, you'll see highlights from the event, but this is what we got as registrants. We got swag bags. We got bags with an assortment of things. Some pertain to the workshops that we were doing, and some more general things. And it was just amazing the amount that sponsors gave to the group. And here's the bag that some of it was in. There was also a Hahnem&uuml bag. We don't actually spell neighborhood like that in Canada, but that's okay. So this is the 10th anniversary of the Toronto chapter, and it was a way to celebrate getting through the pandemic and being able to meet up again, which is wonderful. Doing workshops and things like that. So hopefully this will continue to be a thing. I know it's a lot of hard work, and everybody's a volunteer, so we'll see. But I'm very, very thankful to the organizers and to the sponsors for this whole event. So let's get down to what was actually in these bags. And like I said, not everyone got the same things. It depended on your workshops, but this is what I got. I did Kyra Creeley's, let me just check. Her Outside the Lines, Learn to Create Flowing and Energetic Urban Sketches. So that was the first workshop that I did on Saturday. And she requested Pilot Parallel pens. If you've seen, I've had, I think I showed parallel pens before on my channel, but I'll show you how this one works. And she actually took these home and opened them up and filled them with water-resistant ink, because they don't come with, the cartridges that they come with aren't water-resistant. So she fills hers with a special type of gray paint, and I'll put that down below, and with a little bit of water, so a little watered down, and so it's a nice kind of lightish gray effect. So that was for that. And then she used this beautiful set that Merrick, I don't know if it says it, Merrick Badinsky, he was the other instructor that I had on Sunday, and his was Urban Scenes Using Ink and Watercolors. And he went to the manufacturer, Roman Small, made in Poland, and said these are the colors that he normally uses. So that's what we got, and I think I have almost all of these colors, except maybe the ultramarine intense. I'll have to check. But so it's nice little artwork of Toronto, and that is done by Elena Seratoskaya. So really nice. You get shadow gray, Aquarius green, ultramarine intense, Blue Ridge burnt sienna, and Blue Ridge raw sienna. And sorry for my nails looking terrible. I had a little accident with trying to refill my Fude pens for the weekend. Certain cat got in the way. She didn't get any on her, thankfully. So let's start with the paper products, because it's taking up a lot of space. So Strathmore were kind enough to provide these two, and I think everybody got this. This is their mixed media, tone gray, tan, and blue paper. And let's see, it's 184 pound, 300 GSM, and those are the colors. It came in a little pack, and that's a 4x6 sample. And then this watercolor block, a block, not just a pad. This one is 9 by 12 and it's 140, 300 GSM. And there's 15 sheets of that. So it's a actual block. That's where you put your palette knife or whatever to undo it. So that's really nice. I have used Strathmore's watercolor paper a long time ago. I don't think I've ever used their blocks, which would be better. I prefer to use blocks rather than pads. So that would be good. And I've used their mixed media sketchbooks, which are so difficult to find these days. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if they're redoing them or what it is. Anyways, so I don't know if you've heard of SMLT. They are kind of relatively new in the whole business, and I think, let me just make sure that I know where they're from. Lithuania, Vilnius. Okay, so 100% cotton, traditional white, 300 GSM cold press, and A5 size. And yes, made in the EU. So that's nice. I think it's, is it a block or is it? Let's see. Yep, it's a block. No, it's a pad. Sorry about that. So that's nice. That's 10 sheets. So really nice. And then Hahnem&uuml, as I said, gave us a bag and also gave this watercolor. This is pad. And I love Hahnem&uuml products. I love their art papers, and also their photo papers are just wonderful. And they are really good about being as eco as possible. They're off-grid now as a factory, and they have all sorts of different types of papers now that are more like bamboo and agave. So they're things that are easier to grow, and I've forgotten the word for that. Sustainable, that's it. 9 by 12, 12 sheets. Beautiful. I think cold pressed, yeah. And it even has a nice fly paper on top of it. And kind of different, you know, camera will pick that up. Kind of different texture to it. Feels very heavy. And then if you filled in their raffle, they gave you a sample of the Nostalgia. I think these are sketchbooks, but you can buy, oh, you can buy sheets in this. But I know they also make sketchbooks with the same paper, which I'm gonna look for. And then this humongous pad that has additional colors, black, gray, blue, and then like a peachy apricot color, is from Stiflix, which is made in Italy. So you have apricot, light blue, light gray, and black. And there are 30 sheets of the natural white, 250 GSM or 154 pound, good for mixed media. So really nice. I had never actually heard of this brand before seeing them mentioned in the run-up to the workshops. So they have really fantastic artwork on their sketchbooks and pads. So that's gonna get some use. So then we come to, well, we sort of already touched on it. So we got the parallel pen for a workshop. I think everybody got these, and some of the instructors, both of my instructors, used the colors. And then we also got Da Vinci Coloneo brush. I don't know if you can see that. It's got kind of a flat side to it, so it makes it really nice to handle. And that's a 4. Really, really sharp point to that. And then another brush, Tintoretto. I thought I already had this brush, but this is the 1337 travel brush, so that means it's a mop with a very sharp, beautiful point right there. So I have the 6 round that I got with an A Gallo set, but this is the mop version, which is beautiful. And just even the feel of the case for this is so nice. So very happy about that. And then this was a bit of a surprise, Neocolor 2. If you've been going through different videos, you'll know the Neocolor. There's Neocolor 1s, which aren't water soluble and are like wax crayons. And then there's Neocolor 2, also wax crayons, but these are water soluble, Aquarelle. And I'm not sure if there was supposed to be something in here or if this is supposed to be maybe for handling it. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna ask others. I asked others because this kind of was poking out of the box and I didn't know, is this just a random piece of metal or is this actually something? It's got a serrated edge right there. It's got this little curve and then other little curves and notches. So I asked another friend about it and she had it too. So we're both thinking that it's maybe to sharpen, maybe to create a point, and then also to create, when you're laying these down, you can go over it and create texture with these different little doodads. So that was a really nice surprise. I didn't expect to have, they're not the full size, but that's fine. You'll see they're not much smaller. I guess they're about half a full size one. So that's lovely. And then a lot of the workshops can never be without too many Pigma Micron pens. And this one is somehow different, I think. Oh, okay, it's got a little bit different of a nib. The ones I use, oops, well, you'll see the difference. It's just a thicker one. So this one is classed as the PN, whereas this one's Micron 10, both with archival ink. This is the one that came in our swag bags. See how it, oh, that's quite nice to use. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And then also Pitt Artist pen brush in white. I already have one of these. They're not as good as the gel pens, but they're pretty decent. Let's see if I can go on top of something. Let's add a little bit of white here. So not too bad. When it dries, it goes a little bit more transparent, but it's quite nice. It's better for doing dots of color rather than trying to do a broad stroke of white. And see how it picks up on. Yeah, so pretty nice there. I started this the other day. Boop. Pretty nice. And then water brush pens are always useful. That's got a nice tip on it. This one's Caran d'Ache, and it has, unlike a lot of them, it has a push button for getting more water into the bristles. So that's quite nice. I've actually never bought one of the Caran d'Ache because they're more expensive than some of the others. And not in the swag bag, but I bought this from Gwartzman's. I saw it on they do Talk Tuesday, Art Chat Tuesdays, and on Instagram, and then they post them on YouTube. And they mentioned this. It's a nice little mixing. I guess you could put 2 colors into this, but I'm going to use it for gouache for mixing when I'm out and about, and that's a nice surface. And you don't have to be worried. It feels like ceramic, but it's actually made of really industrial strength plastic. So I'm just going to wrap a elastic band around that and be able to use it. So again, I bought this. It did not come in the swag. Gwartzman's and Articulations had a booth that was set up just on Market Street on the west side of St. Lawrence Market. It's a beautiful street that they've made pedestrianized for the summer, and I hope it actually stays pedestrianized because it's really nice having patio furniture out there and all sorts of events. I could see like a Christmas market or something also on the street. And there are restaurants too on the other side. So they both had booths, and then Hahnem&uuml had their booth, and we're giving things away. And then not just this, all this swag that came in our bags. The sponsors gave a lot of prizes for the raffle, so everyone who registered was entered into the contest. I didn't win anything, unfortunately, but there were some really amazing prizes, like beautiful Tintoretto brushes and books and all sorts of things. So, oops, turn that around, and I'll just swatch out the ones that I have. I haven't opened this yet, and maybe do a quick swatch of these. So I'll be right back. So I'm just going to use this Fabriano watercolor paper. It's 140 pounder 300 GSM. It's cold pressed. It's not cotton, but I've been using them for videos like this because they're quite affordable and they're still really nice paper. So the only one that I don't have is the Ultramarine Intense. I have French Ultramarine, so we'll see how close that is. So these are lovely packaged, the Roman small brand with the foil, and then there's a little bit of wax paper. Sometimes gets a little stuck, but that's not too bad. And then that's a full pan of color. So let's use this mop brush. Now any new brush you have to take the sizing off of it, so you just put in a bit of water, that happens pretty quickly. So here's so that is an intense blue, really nice. And now we'll go in order. So I have shadow gray. Oh, shadow gray. I have shadow violet. I wonder if those are the same thing. Let me check. I have everything in here. Oh, it's a totally different color because that's 336 and 335. So I do have a different one. Oh, wrong end of things. So that's the shadow gray. And it is more of a blue rather than a purple like the shadow violet. It's really nice. It's a bit like the Payne's gray, just a little bit lighter. And then the other one is Aquarius green, which is already my favorite. It's such a nice earthy natural green, and it granulates really, really nicely. And then Blue Ridge Burnt Sienna. Do I have that? Yes, I do. It's right here. This is a really nice burnt sienna. It's very like some of their other colors, so I tend to use, I think, the Aquarius brown and Mummy transparent red, but I should be using this one because it's quite nice. And then Blue Ridge Raw Sienna is, again, do I have this? Yes, I do. That's this right here. And this is a beautiful brush. I really, really, really like this. So that's the set for the 10th anniversary of the Toronto Urban Sketchers chapter. The global brand has been going since 2008, but it's the 10th anniversary for Toronto. So if you haven't seen these before, like I said, they are water soluble. Just do them out like this, and then maybe add some water to them. So warmer red, a cooler red, cooler yellow, warmer yellow verging on orange, nice purple, blue, love this sort of cobalt teal. Not too bad of a green. Nice spring green. Ochre. This is probably burnt umber. Black. And gray. Now I'll do the white across. It's not really showing. I think it's still a bit wet there, so I'll wait to do it. So let's add a little bit of water. And these are incredible for being able to really move the pigment about, and so you don't get the texture if you don't want to. It's not really a warm red. It's definitely a cool kind of magenta, but they're very close. There's a lot of pigment in them. Now I'll have to add to my Roman small. I have all the color swatches for colors that I have on my website, and I'll put that below, and you'll probably find the same ones for Neocolor twos, because I have quite a few of those. So again, that's the Blue Intense, Ultramarine Intense, Shadow Gray, Aquarius Green, Blue Ridge Burnt Sienna, and the Blue Ridge Raw Sienna by Roman Small. And then these are the Neocolors. And let's see if this is dry enough. Yeah, it shows up a lot better. So you can see there the white. So I'm gonna have to make some more room in my Roman Small palette, but that's never a complaint. And I do hope that there's one next year, or maybe every 2 years, because it is a lot of work. It was a really fantastic way to spend a summer weekend in your own city. It was my little vacation for the summer. I won't be going anywhere. So yeah, that was it. So I made sure to treat myself. I had lunch out one day and coffees, and it was just really, really enjoyable, and very happy with the selection of things that we were given and the instruction that we got from our workshop instructors. So, and the weather actually turned out to be okay. It was supposed to rain the entire weekend, and there was a shower when we just started our Saturday workshop, and then it threatened, but we weren't too bad. And then Sunday the sun came out, so who knew? Yeah, that's just you can see the color here all the different colors, because there's PY150, PBR25, and PB29 in Aquarius green, and PB29, PBR7, and PV19 in the shadow gray. Beautiful. So there you go. Bye now. Hi there. So I realized when I finished my last video on things that I picked up at the Urban Sketchers Symposium in Toronto, I forgot to do some swatching or show you how things work, such as this parallel pen and some of the brushes that I got. And so I thought I'd do a little bits and bobs kind of video of things that I picked up recently. I've also added to the Roman Small collection, mostly because it'll fit better with the two new ones that I got as part of the Urban Sketchers Symposium. So these two were new to me, and I'm okay with having this Aquarius green because I'm almost running out. So those were swatched out in my last video. These I just picked up today. This brush I got as part of the swag bag through Urban Sketchers. It's a Tintoretto 1337, and I loved it so much that I also bought the #2 size while I was picking up the Roman Small paints from Gwartzman's in Toronto. And by the way, Gwartzman's, I'm not affiliated with them. I just love the shop. And they do ship to the US as well as Canada, but unfortunately not Europe or other parts of the world yet. So let's start with this parallel pen. This one was part of Kyra Crilly's workshop, and she loaded these up with, they come apart like this. Oh, I'm almost out. I actually am out. A gray permanent ink with a little bit of water, and that was full for the there's just enough to show you what it does. So you can go thin lines, delicate, pretty delicate, to nice broad strokes. Like say you're adding some shading or whatever, and you can thick and thin like that. Now this is on cold pressed watercolor paper, so there's a little bit of a lag and texture showing up. But that is the parallel pen, and they come in different sizes. This is the biggest one, I believe, with the 6.0, and Gwartzman's has these pens now too. She also shaved off the end to have a curve, and that's the edge that she uses, and that's what it produces. So it's a little, it's much the same as the sharp end, but it gives someone a different line. So there's the Pilot Parallel pen, and that's the packaging to look for. You can also get them on Amazon too. And then, since we're on ink, the Toronto Pen Shop just opened in Distillery District, and I will be selling my rebranded watercolors, handmade watercolors there soon. But in the meantime, check them out if you're in Toronto. I got this. This is a line that's new to me. It's by Octopus. I don't want to tip up the bottle and have it all over the place. And they have different colors. This is Gray Fox, so it's a little bit of a bluey gray. And I'll just show you that. It's always getting your head in there. And that's its full strength. And it's really, really beautiful. More blue than I would like. It's sort of like a Payne's gray, actually. So I don't mind that at all because I love Payne's gray. So that's octopus made in Germany. It's vegan and it's water resistant. And also from there, I picked up this little eraser. I just thought it was cute. It was $2. It's a mono. And I think you can probably put it onto something, hang off your bag or whatever. And so let's unwrap these first. I'm sorry for cat head. She won't be quiet unless she's on my lap. This is her other witching hour. So if you've watched my videos before, you'll see that I'm a big Roman Schmal person. I love them, especially for when I'm doing commission work. The nice full pans, they now do half pans, but the nice full pans are great when you're trying to do a wash. And so they're wrapped in that kind of foil, and because it was a little humid out, oh, not much came off on the wax paper, so that's good. This one is $2.31 and it is permanent green light. Oops, mind your head. So let's use the Caran d'Ache water brush. This came in the swag bag as well. I've never tried these before, so I just started using it today. And it's got a push button, so you can add more water. So that's a really nice spring green. And I was kind of lacking that for what I had. I was also lacking a strong black. Now I know some people don't, some watercolors don't like using black, but sometimes it's nice, powerful addition. So I like to use it. And my Schmincke black is almost gone, and I have the Aquarius black, but that's a very granulating black, so I wanted something that was a little bit more, not opaque, but along that line. That wasn't even touched this time, so that was super easy. Let's see how dark. So this is the Mars Black, and I should be, you don't have to, for water brushes, you don't have to clean them in water, but it just makes it a little bit faster. This is 134 Mars Black, and it is PBK 11. The green is, you see, PY 154 and PG 7. There. And then I have Tint is the name of the color, and this is kind of close to it, but different enough that I wanted it. And where do you think you're going? So this is Naples Yellow Reddish. It is, really small. Makes PW6, PY53, PBR24, and PR264. So that's 4 pigments in one. and the number is 212. Take this off. Oops. So this one's a little stuck. And I know if you put them in the fridge or freezer, this won't happen. But I don't have time for that. I want to show you. Sorry, I still have that cough from cold. And it's annoying. And I'm sure it's annoying to listeners too. So this is the Tintoretto 1337 brush. And it's got a really, really sharp tip. It's a mop brush. It's fantastic and I fell in love with it. So I got the number 2 today. So let's try this one out. It holds a lot of water. So it's not quite the color that I thought it was going to be, but I like it. It's a little bit too close to some of the other ones that I have. And let's open this one. I realized I didn't have a brown. I have different variations of brown, including some that are quite granulated. So I kind of just wanted a real serviceable kind of brown. So I have 131. It's Van Dyke brown, and this is made up of, it's MBR 8, and it's an earth pigment. So it's natural pigment. And let's try the Tintoretto 1337 toothbrush. It's a little bit smaller than the 6. Oops. Get a good amount of pigment in there. It's not a dark opaque brown. It's a nice, very neutral kind of brown. So those are dry. Oops, cat hair on them. So that's the 2 and the 6 together. So that will be added to the rest of my Roman smalls, which will bring up the huge Paul Rubens palette that I have them in, which you'll see in the video, and if I remember I will post a link to that. So that's it. It's really just a short kind of recap for things I forgot and for things that I've picked up in the meantime. So there we go, and I'll be updating you on further things throughout the summer, probably urban sketching related still. All right, get out there and get sketching. Bye.